Another brick fan here with a 2020 Hidden Side set. This is El Fuego's Stunt plane. This is set 70429. Was released in January 2020, has 295 pieces, 4 minifigures, and cost about $30 when it was released. As you can see, this is a biplane, which I think looks quite good. I like the color scheme with the kind of dark yellow and dark blue coloring. There are several stickers used to good effect throughout the model. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the main build, and then we'll take a look at the minifigures in a bit. As you can see, El Fuego's plane is set up as a biplane. And also, like I mentioned, I really like the color scheme. Lots of stickers used here. So there's an El Fuego logo here on the side. Some lightning bolts on the tail and the wingtips. These bullseyes here are also stickers. Smaller El Fuego logo here in the back, and then some ghost counters apparently here. The cockpit is designed to hold 2 minifigures, although it is quite a tight fit. So first we can get El Fuego in here. Slides up to the front, and then we could fit someone in the back to fire the cannon. As you can see, it takes a little finagling to get both minifigures in place, but they will both fit inside of the cockpit. One to fly and one to use the stud shooter cannon in the back. There is some nice landing gear on the bottom here. And then if you move some of these pieces out of the way, you get these color patterns that can be used with the app. So there's yellow here in the back. There is another one here, which is a red as well, that folds out, and you could actually put, this is a seat piece right here inside the wing that has a sticker on the back side here. So that can be used also to interact with the app. There's another gunner station up here with a couple of stud shooters, a slope with a sticker on it as well, and a nice spot for someone to stand or sit here on the wing if you're that daring. The rest of the other selector for the color wheel is here in the front, which I think is very cleverly integrated here into the plane. As you can see, we have the dark blue here and then all of the other colors around here. I really like the way that the engine was done using these grill pieces, although they are on clips, so they do move a little bit if you squeeze on them. So you have to be very careful about manipulating the front here. The propeller spins independently, but the overall look of that engine is really great. And if you look up here underneath, you can see that there are these pieces with a clip on them, and then they're using the new candle piece for the flame. And there's 2 on each side, so 4 exhausts that come out of the engine with the flames on them, which also looks pretty nice and gives a good, and shows off the engine running at max capacity for this plane. Overall, a very nice build, and I think it looks really good as a completed model. Let's take a look at the AR app. First, we need to scan the set. There it is, and then we get this really nice introduction. The plane flies in, which I think is really cool. Now it has landed at the hangar, and then we're getting some gloom put on it. Our objective here is to clear the gloom. So we have to find the cleverly integrated color wheel. But first, let's take a little look around the environment that it gets created. You see all these gloomed trees, which are is pretty cool. Of course, some animation going on. A couple of extra airplanes there. I like that little pumpkin type carving face there in the ground. I think that's pretty cool. A couple of extra aircraft here. Lots of hidden trees. Looks like a gloomy cave there in the background. Gets created by the AR app, so very impressive to see all of that. Let's go ahead and turn our color wheel here to yellow, which is right there. Tap yellow. Now we find the gloom, which is right here. Once we find the gloom, scan it and then destroy it. There we go. Yep, so now it asks us to scan a minifigure. And the game continues on. Let's go ahead and look at the minifigures now. As I mentioned in the opening, this set comes with 4 minifigures. They are Spencer, Jack, El Fuego, and Mary Breaksome. The big ghost villain in this one is Harry Kane. Let's start with Jack and his ghost dog Spencer. This is a similar looking Jack to what we've seen in the past with his hoodie, his white hoodie sweatshirt with the red stripes on it. The legs are the same with the black and then the bone keychain that he wears there on his right side. He also has the same mobile device that he's had throughout the series. Some new elements, though, are this new hoodie piece, which you see right here around his collar, and we'll look around the back here in just a moment. He also has a new hair piece for 2020, which is his cap being worn backwards and then his hair kind of poking through, which I think is a really nice new hair piece. Spencer the dog is molded in this clear and white coloring, so it kind of blends together down on the bottom. This seems to be the same figure we got in most of the sets from last year. As we move around, see here on the side, you can see this new hoodie piece that goes around his neck to show off his hoodie since he has it down. In last year's series, he had his hoodie up over his cap, so you didn't see his hair, you just saw the cap and the hoodie over it, which I thought was good, but this is nice that he's got it back out of the way now. The hoodie does cover up the red stripes on the back of him, but those are, again, that torso piece is the same as we saw in other sets. The hat, of course, is red with the black center and then the red striping on it that matches the hoodie. And you can see the nice clear molding there on Spencer as we move around. Next up we have El Fuego and Mary Breaksome. El Fuego is now a skeleton. If you watch the series on YouTube from Lego, El Fuego was transformed into this skeleton form after he tried to go over to the hidden side chasing after the big bad guy who is Lady E. So in this wave, then we see El Fuego in this skeleton form throughout it. He's wearing that same helmet piece that he had earlier, and as well as a big red cape. He does have the skeleton feet with the big black boots, which I think look really good. Mary Breaksome is a jetpack pilot, apparently. So she has this nice, highly decorated uniform in the nice teal color with some purple and white as well. Got the teal helmet piece as well. She's got a nice smile on her face and she's wearing goggles. Let's move around so we can get a better look at that backpack piece. So no printing on the side, but this jetpack, as you see here in the back, has a nice sticker there on a 2x2 rounded tile. There's some silver cone pieces on the bottom, and then there's some of these robotic arm pieces in silver as well. The whole thing comes off, and it's a nice backpack piece, actually. Show you her alternate expression as well. You see the rest of the printing on the back of her torso there. Here's the jetpack. You see that nice sticker. All of these are just clipped onto pins, and these are clipped onto rounded pieces with a post on them, so that all of this is very posable. The backpack piece itself I think is really nice. It's got the kind of chest harness here in the front and then goes to a 4 stud connector in the back, which all looks really good to me. As with any hidden side set, we do get a character or two that does get gloomed. In this case, it's Mary Breaksome. Let's take a look at her in her gloomed form. Here is the gloomed version of Mary Breaksome. As you can see, I've used several of these gloom pieces. There are a couple different styles. There's the ones that look like rockets on the bottom. She's wearing a claw piece and then a power piece, as you can see, where the more looks like the claws are more closed together. There's the other big shield-like pieces or blast-type pieces that I put up here in those vents on her jetpack. Lots of new pieces to represent the gloom. You see their face there. She is definitely still wearing her goggles. And then it's still done in the trans green or trans yellowish green color, like everything else. So she looks really good in this gloomed form. Let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on the set. Overall, I really like this set. I think the plane looks great in this dark yellow and dark blue, as I mentioned in the opening. The minifigures are nice, and I like the new gloom elements that come with these ghosts. There's the claws and then these additional shapes that add a lot to the gloomed characters. I think they're adding some nice new features like these new gloom pieces I just talked about, the new hair piece for Jack, and also this one actually comes with a hood for his hoodie as another piece. So that was kind of nice to get. And this makes for a really good play set. You can do a lot with Mary here in her jetpack, and then of course she can be configured in lots of different ways as a gloomed or haunted figure as well. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this hidden side set. I'm going to get going on my next video. Until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. I put a link up here on the screen for more hidden side set reviews.